You're a sniper.
Yes.
Uh, the first, let's talk about Tyler Robinson and the shot, 30-06, the
Yes.
rifle. Taking apart the rifle, hiding it in his pants, his tight jeans. There's a lot of strange aspects to this story that don't really seem to add up, in
Well,
my
yeah.
opinion.
I mean, they don't add up because they didn't happen. There's no way. They don't make sense. It's not plausible. And I can debunk that right now. Okay, so we have a video
Okay.
of somebody climbing down a wall, a fence, with no gun in him. So they said it's in his pants or it's in his backpack. First of all, no, because 30-06, it takes a while to break it down, and you're not doing it with just a screwdriver. It's not going to fit in your backpack or in your pants where you can bend your knees. So and let's say it did. Let's say you could take it apart with the screwdriver they found. So we agreed. They say he took it apart on the rooftop, left the screwdriver there with the gun taken apart. Then he jumped down, put it. How did he put it back together? Did he bring two screwdrivers now?
Must have. I mean,
Yeah, I guess so. So that
right.
part right there doesn't make sense whatsoever. Now, a 30-06 at that range, I mean, if it's less than, I want to say a 30% angle, the angle shooting is not going to matter too much. But if you shoot someone in the neck with that grain, that caliber of a bullet, I think your head's going to blow off. And what's their response to that? Well, he was superhuman. Okay, second, no, he wasn't. He's a normal dude. Where'd the bullet go? That was an exit wound. I know from seeing it. That's an exit wound, not an entry wound.
Oh, really? You
Uh,
think that was an exit wound? So it came
I
from a
would
different
bet a
direction.
million dollars right now that's an exit wound of
I
some
mean,
sort.
well, okay, so the blood was gushing out of his
Yes,
neck, which makes it look like an exit wound. However, if it does hit an artery, there is a possibility that blood gushes because the artery was hit, and obviously an artery was hit.
right.
So
Yeah.
maybe
No, not that's an. I've shot people closer than that with a gun that's similar size, and exit wounds and entry wounds are way different. And
okay.
a 30-06 will blow his head off. So the
The one
shirt
of the
moving.
theories too, just so that one of the theories is that because the weapon apparently was so old, like his grandfather's was it World War II
Yeah,
rifle is what they're
Mauser.
claiming,
Yeah.
that the like the velocity of the round would have been slowed. Like it wouldn't be to the same standards as today's 30-06, that there would have been
No, that would depend on the bullet, the grain, the powder, and then the length of the barrel. Because the barrel itself with the barrel twist, which will tell you how many rotations it gets per foot. If that's going to be similar to what we have today, if even it was fresh off the line, and depending on if the bullets were from the 40s, maybe, but it's still if it's dry gunpowder, a primer, and a shell with a projectile, it's going to work the same. It's going to be similar, and it's still a pretty much a 30 cal.
yeah, okay. And then the other thing they said, they had Tyler Robinson walking down the street, but he was limping, and so that's because the rifle was in his pants and he couldn't bend
Yeah.
his leg. Can you
Again,
fit he's wearing kind of like tighter jeans, like, these are not baggy cargo pants, they're kind of like not tight jeans, but they weren't loose baggy jeans. Can you fit I'm just curious, can you fit a rifle in jeans like that?
if
Was
you
that even possible?
It's got to. What's the length? I don't. You know what? I should have looked this up. I don't even know the length of a barrel if you took it off at 30-06 or how long that would take. But
I think it's
we're
still
talking this.
36, like, inches. I think it's still a really I think it's
Yeah, it's
36
long. I mean,
inches.
it's yeah. And again, I should know these specs, but it's a long bolt action rifle, which again is the argument when people talk about gun control. Well, there's a bolt action gun that killed someone allegedly. So maybe we should ban all those too, or whatever their answer is. But I think the short answer is no. You're not breaking the 30-06 down in that time, putting it in a backpack. I mean, so you have to take. It has to be taken apart wherever you are. Put it back together, including the scope with a cold bore shot. You hit someone in the neck, which is not a place you aim. At 200 yards, you should be able to pick which eyeball you want it in. That's easy. Not even for a sniper too. That's I hate sniper gets thrown around way too much. Getting on the rooftop doesn't make you a sniper. It means you don't know how to conceal what's behind you, not in front of you. The 30-06 thing, breaking it down, I'm just not buying it. That part. I'm not a big conspiracy guy. It just does. All I'm saying is I wasn't there, and it doesn't make sense to me.
Okay,
And I don't like the T-shirt moving the way it did. And the initial response was, "Well, he was wearing body armor." Well, he wasn't.
right.
So now, what's your excuse? Why'd that shirt move? A bullet doesn't stop to blow your shirt. An exit wound would. So that's just that. And then the things that I don't like too is why weren't cops all over that, and why did they tear a crime scene down? Why did they take off Charlie Lapel's mic and hand it to someone else who ran off and did something with it? Why'd some dude jump across the crime scene, take the camera that was behind Charlie Kirk down?
Yeah.
Why did they find someone that said he did it and it wasn't him, but he had a pellet gun? Why is there so many distractions? Why are people trying to say, the whole thing just seems
Yeah.
it? I, Again, It's stuff that I've seen too. Usually, the most basic thing you can think of is what happened.
Mhm.
I wish none of this happened, and a single shooter would be nice, but it also would have been nice in Dallas when Kennedy got shot.
Right. Yeah. Well, and also it's just not the MO of these, like, leftist trans shooters, and they're saying, "Oh, well, this is just another one," and it's like, well, they usually shoot a lot of people, like, they're
Well,
not
yeah,
stopping at one.
and I was, with a crowd that big too. If you're looking to make a statement, you start pumping bullets into the crowd, not to
Right.
give anyone any ideas. And I wish I didn't say
Right,
that.
but that's the MO, and that's been the MO. It's not
Mhm.
been a one-shot assassination. How good of a shot does the person to hit him in the neck like this, right in the artery? I mean, is this a professional that you think? If it's
No,
not Tyler, you don't think it's a professional?
no, yeah, a professional wouldn't have hit him in the neck. A neck shot is a miss from the shooter that they're saying was the shooter. That's a miss. I mean, if you're as a sniper, if I'm that close, I'm aiming for the mouth. Usually to hit in the back, the base of the skull. Headshot's going to work, or anywhere. They call it the like not a fatal funnel, but like a pinball. A chest shot with 7.62 is going to usually kill people. So if I was selling it as a sniper against an enemy combatant at that range, I would sell a headshot. But if I hit the neck, I missed. But when I did see the foot, like I saw the footage maybe twice, but it was sent to me at first when they said, "Hey, Charlie Kirk was shot and he's in critical condition." I saw that's
Mhm.
when I got all this in one look at one video. I was like, "Well, he was dead before he
Yeah,
hit the ground," because that's
yeah.
something big happened there, and it's just it's just a horrible thing that happened.
Horrible. I mean, absolutely horrible, but the story that they've been trying to feed us doesn't really feel like it adds
It
up.
just
I'm
doesn't make sense, and it's and everyone's saying that now too. Especially, I mean, you got 4K footage all over the place in different angles. Why?
Right. Well, and also the video that you mentioned of him running and jumping off the roof, I mean, that video shows the corner where he supposedly took the shot. Why don't we see him in prone position? Why don't we see him setting up? Why don't we see him taking the
Yeah,
shot and then
yeah,
disassembling the rifle if that's where he did it? They had a clear, clean shot of that part of the roof from that CCTV camera. So
yeah.
where is that footage? But
Well,
instead,
I
we're
mean,
just getting this kid running.
why wasn't it set up until at least a forensic expert got there and could tell you exactly where the bullet came from?
Right.
And now it's paved over. Now they paved it over. You can't even see it anymore. It's like it never happened.
That's really, really crazy.
And
I
then
mean, it's
the other question I would have too, and we're going down a rabbit hole here, is I'd like to find out how many days it takes to arrange the parking for an event like a place where they host Super Bowls. Can you get that whole thing with pyrotechnics knocked out in 10 days?
I don't know. Like, you're talking about the memorial now?
I'm talking about red flags everywhere.
Right, okay. Yeah.
I just this stuff for me. Look, I'd rather just sit at home, have coffee, and pretend everything's perfect.
Right. Me too.
This one just way in our faces.
It's very, very, very bizarre,
Mhm.
totally and completely, but, yeah, there's a lot of missing pieces, a lot of and the other thing that also bothered me, there was a lot of these, it looked like they were setting up they ended up going with Tyler as the patsy and being like, "Okay, the guy's a trans, furry, death cult kid, so let's go with this one." But they were releasing all of these, Discord messages that they said people knew in advance that Charlie was going to get killed because there was all these messages on Discord that were like, "Watch out for September 10th," and, "September 10th is a day to remember." But when you look at the names on those Discord chats, the names were like Osama bin something, and then they changed and then another one was like,
Yeah,
they were obviously Arab names, and it's like, were they trying to stage it to where they could maybe blame it on an Arab at first, but then the thinking
yeah,
Americans would
yeah,
immediately go towards first like, "Oh, let's blame it on the Islamists." But instead, what they didn't calculate, the right was like, "Oh, no, it's the trans, it's the furries,"
right,
And so then they're like, "Oh, well, we got the
yeah.
perfect patsy, now we got Tyler." Like, they set up
Well,
various different maybe
right
patsies,
too,
and they just
and
went with this one.
if you're trying to get the right spun up, which again I'm not saying happened, but it's if you start blaming transgender, then the right's going to get spun up.
Oh, right, and they just don't even look at anything else. It's like, "It
You're
was
right.
the trans death cult. That's who did it. I don't wanna hear anything else. It was them."
Yeah.
They're the ones who did it.
And when people start telling you this is definitely what happened, we're moving on. It's like that's another red
Yeah.
flag. No, can't
Isn't
why
it
can't we
every
just
time?
and now we're at a place where if you even get asked, if you ask a question, you start getting criticized. It's like I'm just
That's
asking a
always the
question.
red flag, right? I mean, whenever they say it's a conspiracy theory, you're a conspiracy theorist. I'm like, well, then we are on to something, aren't we?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
you
yeah,
want us
and
to
a
shut
lot of
up.
conspiracy theories have come true, haven't they?
Like, I feel like most of them at this point are now no longer theories, but
Uh-huh.
actual
Uh-huh.
conspiracies that we've been able to uncover. Just really nutty. Well, I loved getting your perspective on that. Thank you for
Of
that. You
course.
being an expert sniper. I mean, it's good to know like what what your opinion was on that whole
Mhm,
story.
mhm.
And you say it's junk. Doesn't sound right. Not
Just doesn't
feeling right.
sound right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
and I mean it
Okay.
like Charlie Kirk's dead, and that's just a horrible tragedy. And that
Terrible. Yeah. Terrible. Robert O'Neill, thank you so much for being here. Where can people we've got your X down below, your X
yeah.
profile, so people can follow you there. Where else would you like?
Yeah, anything MCHOOYAH McHuya is my made up name, but at the Operator Podcast, I do one once a week, and that's where I give my advice as an operator, and I think anyone doing anything productive is an operator, so I want to hear yours. And then my website is robertjoneil.com. That has everything I have there, and I'm happy to I'm happy to interact. The death threats, I'm probably not going to respond, but anything else,
Yeah.
I'm your guy.
Robert, thank you again.
Thanks, Kim. Anytime. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this clip from the full Kim Iverson show, which you can catch Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern at KimIversonShow.com. It is free for you to watch. Again, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, KimIversonShow.com. See you there.